Hello, I'm here at RTX Austin 2017 with Adam and Bruce from Funhaus, possibly two of the funniest gentlemen on the internet. Don't tell anyone else that I've said that. I have just interviewed Achievement Hunter and I will just get shot by everybody.
There's enough to go around. You're fine.
I appreciate that. How are you finding Austin? Is it as hot as LA or is it hotter than LA?
I mean, it's our second home at this point.
Yeah, we're here like almost once a month, maybe even more.
Yeah.
So this is way hotter. It's 100 degrees with like almost 100% humidity.
Yeah.
Whereas LA is a dry heat. It's really nice.
This is also my fifth RTX, third time as an employee of Rooster Teeth. So I've been coming for a long time. So.
Have you done the escape? Oh no, I was going to ask you if you've done the escape room yet, but of course you haven't. You've been dragged to do press all day because that's much more fun.
We're part of it.
We are part of it. We shot some videos for it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, we're going to go see our faces.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's how much Funhaus and Achievement Hunter hate each other, that we work together on escape rooms.
Yeah, Jack was like, hey, do you want to do this? And we're like, yeah, we do, Jack. We love you.
Yeah.
Speaking of bizarre internet controversy, right at the time of filming, there is a resurgence of a video that happened weeks ago where you happened to mention ladies with ponytails.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Why is everyone losing their shit, and how are you kind of reacting to that, and what's the sort of, how do you find out about these kind of things? Is it just because your Twitter just starts exploding, or?
It makes it to the front page of Reddit because we're honestly just discussing this. Like, how do we get around that? You can't get around it, but people clip our videos and they upload it, and people go there, and then you have to find the people who go 4 layers deep and then go, oh, that's a channel, I'll go check them out, and it's like, it is what it is. It's, I guess, some form of viral marketing.
It is. I mean, it's good, but we don't mean to do it.
No,
it's not like we planned it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and what's funny to me is about the whole clip is that when we show, when Elise is making that face and doing the thing, like I was like, we would never have shown it if we thought it was offensive, right? We edit the videos. We know what we show.
I'm happy because the people who know who we are laughing at the people who are getting upset.
Yes.
Right.
These are like the least sexist people in the world, and they laugh at how absurd they're being half the time.
Yeah.
Like there's the Disney princesses one where we can't stop laughing because we're like, dear God, like
we're calling all these Disney princesses fat when obviously they are not.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
It's the thing James always says is we're always mocking ourselves. We're trying not to mock anyone else. We have fun with like celebrities, I think, because like, and I guess we're experiencing some of this, but it's like everyone, you're an open target, right? If you're a public figure, and we have fun with it. We're like, oh, Vin Diesel this, Vin Diesel that, and then people come out and make fun of us. We're like, hey, wait.
We should be used to it by now. I know I'm used to it.
Yeah. But either way, it's like, yeah, no, we don't hate women.
And we meant to do that. We meant to edit the video that way.
So it's meant to be absurd.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, that to us is, I think, the cornerstone of comedy is going so far that it's just ridiculous. Yeah. We're the most middle of the road people in the world. Like, I don't think we swing really hard one way or the other in terms of any politics or anything. We're just right in the middle, and we just feel like everything's a target. Yeah. And I guess that includes us.
That's
especially us.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's the same mentality of either it's all okay or none of it's okay. Like when you start closing stuff down.
We definitely do have checks and balances in the office where we go, is this too soon? Is that, and like you don't want to do like a what's his name, Dane Cook. I was watching a thing on him. Funny guy. Like, he has this thing, but he made a joke after the Dark Knight Rises, where everyone people got shooting, and he made a shooting joke like that weekend. And it's like, you got to give it a little. Like, you can make that now. Wasn't also that great of a joke, but it was like you as a, I don't want to call ourselves comedians, but you as someone,
we're a comedy channel.
I guess as people practicing comedy, like med students, you just got to kind of check yourself before something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
There you go.
I'm gonna use that next time.
We try and take the South Park mentality. Those guys are, I mean, like, I continuously watch, every season when I see South Park, I'm always like, man, they're pushing the envelope, and they just keep doing it.
But they get a pass.
And they get a pass, but they're also doing it right.
Yeah.
And they're doing it right every episode, and that's kind of one of those things that we aspire to do. You know?
Yeah.
So.
You mentioned swing, and you also mentioned doing things right and trying your best, and I just wanted to bring up sex swing. How upset were you with the fact that it wasn't renewed and that everybody didn't really give it a fair shake in some instances?
I mean, I guess if we've been very fortunate being with Rooster Teeth, and I think we've been on a pretty good roll. Pretty much everything we've done has been received positively or something like that. And this was a completely different venture. I think at the end of the day, we're all really happy we got a chance to make a cartoon. My hope is it's just not the last one. maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm just glad we got to make it, honestly. And I know some people didn't like it. It made us laugh. We enjoyed it. I enjoyed working on it. I would have loved to work on it more because I think we could have done better. But, it is what it is.
And we weren't upset. It was just sort of like, oh, it happens. I mean, like, to be honest with you, with our channel, there are lots of times we'll do a show a couple of times and it's like, well, that didn't work. I guess we just won't do that anymore. Except that nobody notices, right? That's not a thing that the public notices. We notice, and it's just another thing we try. But like Adam said, Sex Swing's a brand new thing that none of us have really ever done.
Right.
And I thought we were extremely proud of it at the end of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, also too, I think we initially set out, we didn't want to make a series that was just for the Funhaus audience. I think our dream was, we would eventually like to break out of our. I'd love for one day for us to have something somewhere else. People go, oh, those guys are great, and like not even know that we have a channel. That would be cool. Just to kind of, I think that's exciting for us to break out of our wheelhouse, because I think when you run your own YouTube channel and you have dedicated audience, you start to feel too safe. Because you feel like I never want to get complacent or lazy and just upload something because we're like, whatever, the fans will watch it. Like, we're trying to always push ourselves and make stuff that makes us laugh and try something different. I think a good example of that is the Talking Stockings show. Like, we have our third episode done, and in my opinion, the third one hasn't come out yet. Will it be out by the time this interview goes up?
No.
Okay, yeah. I think we might show a little bit of a panel today, but like, it's the funniest video we've ever made. in my opinion,
wild. It's crazy.
It's like 22 minutes of.
That's great.
Like, I was dying of laughter, and
That's great.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate to have we have amazing producers and editors who are making really funny content. So I'm glad we get to do stuff like that.
Recently, YouTube's been slapped with what has been dubbed as the Adpocolypse.
Oh yeah.
And I know that you guys have mentioned it a little bit on Dude Soup and some other shows. Realistically, how bad is it? And if you didn't have Rooster Teeth behind you, would you be in a bit of trouble right now?
Well, so the Adpocolypse happened for about a month for us, meaning YouTube didn't run any ads on our content. So we were getting paid by YouTube Red, but not by YouTube ads, which means typically our revenue from YouTube went down about 80%. And that was for a month. YouTube recovered, and they're back to about 75% of what we were making. So I think we would have been okay had we not been with Rooster Teeth. But what was nice about Rooster Teeth is when it happened, they were all like, "Don't worry about it. We're good. Everything's fine." And it wasn't.
No one was mad at us.
No.
Right.
Which is great.
And I'm sure if we hadn't been on our own, we would have been panicking.
Right.
What do we do? What do we do? And it was people were very encouraging and helpful there at Rooster Teeth, and that made us feel good.
Well, it's a thing. We've been very fortunate in our perspective, because we follow the YouTube drama and stuff like that, and we're usually the mindset of especially if it's YouTube related, we're always relax, this happens all the time. People, I mean, I can name 5 things that people flipped out about in the last 5 years that no one cares about anymore, one of which was YouTube Red, which I think most people are like, yeah, YouTube Red's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's typically I think Google and YouTube know what they're doing. So when this happened, we did have that mini panic attack, but then we're it's gonna be fine. You kind of have to trust that the platform's gonna be fine, because that's their business and they're the biggest one at it. So yeah, it was a little frightening, but I think it definitely was a reality check for us, where we said, okay, maybe we were getting a little too complacent on YouTube, and we've been upping a lot of our exterior sales videos to kind of help pad that, and it's actually been nice because I think our audience is a lot more forgiving for that, because they understand that it's hey, there's this 25% deficit that we're missing.
Trying to make up.
Yeah, and that doesn't affect us personally.
We get paychecks regardless.
Yeah, paycheck's going to be the same every month, no matter what, unless we do an extra work thing or something like that, like a separate ad deal or whatever, which Rooster Teeth lets us do too, which is awesome.
Yeah, so if our views go up or down, or our ads go up or down, or whatever else, we get the same paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. So it's more of we just push ourselves. We have our own internal goals, and if you're a good business, you're going to do better than you did the year before.
Right.
So we try. We want to burden the audience as little as possible. We want to be as transparent as we can and just make free content that they can enjoy, and have some pay stuff that we can put behind for super dedicated fans to help us outside of YouTube, because God, you need a lot of different revenue streams to survive in this business.
Absolutely.
So does that mean that we will see the return of Wheelhouse and the Google Trends show and other stuff like that as you go along, or are you kind of
we've been
shelving them for now?
No, it's not like we've been shelving anything really. We've been kind of playing it freeform recently, which is just sort of be a little more creatively free with what we're putting on the channel. We know what does well. We know Wheelhouse does well. Sometimes Google Trends do well. But those are things that we kind of, when it mood strikes us, we'll do it. But then in the meantime, we've got a ton of other series that we're just continuing and moving forward. So.
It's a good problem when we have stuff that performs well and we don't have time to make.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I'm always afraid we're going to scale too high. I never want to get more than 2 videos a day. I think that's too much for any human to consume. And then I think that starts to hit individual video performance. So I don't know. We talked about briefly, and who knows when I do this, we might put Demo Disc and Wheelhouse on into seasonal stuff where we're like, okay, we're going to do 10 episodes of Demo Disc and then 10 episodes of Wheelhouse, so we can keep it fresh a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit of a strategy rather than just, because we've done 125 demo discs.
Yeah.
So
It's insane.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's just insane.
But I mean, like, dude, that speaks to the power of demos and the wealth of content. And we just have boxes and boxes full of discs that we're like, we're always afraid we're going to run out because originally just started with a binder.
Yeah.
Right.
And now we're just buried in this stuff. We're like, well, that's a good problem to have. But
I'm thoroughly enjoying the way that they're destroying discs at the minute. That is one of my favourite ongoing gags
good.
of the series.
Good.
Just, I feel so bad that James sliced his trainer. Like, I feel genuinely. I was like,
yeah.
that's not ideal at all.
I thought he cut his foot. I was afraid. I'm genuinely afraid one day we're going to hurt ourselves, and I'm glad we haven't yet.
Well, I mean, you managed to get through volleyball with Steven Septic, so I feel like if you haven't damaged anything,
Nobody was getting hurt in there. Are you kidding? Those kids weighed like 98 pounds. We'll break them in half. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, no,
How do you react to kind of like having, because Stephen came in and did some shows, and what surprised me is that people seem to think this was a new thing, and it was kind of like, well, you had Stephen and Rainer on, I think in 2015, maybe, for Drunk Halo?
You on twice, so you had...
Yeah, Steven was like, I want to say Super Panic Frenzy when they were that group. I think that was one of our very first collaborations.
It was.
Next to like Achievement Hunter, you know.
Yeah.
And like we've known Steven for years. Bruce and I got drunk with him in San Francisco years ago. And, like we've just been friends for a long time, and I think he was someone we've always wanted to collaborate with, just him and his personality. So I'm, as sad as it is that SourceFed went away and a lot of people lost their jobs, I'm glad most of those guys are thriving and doing something else.
Yeah.
Especially Steven. He's great. He's a gem.
We've always loved Steven, and he always works really well with us. He's just really good at like kind of melding in what Funhaus is. So.
And I know this is the question that you get asked a lot, and I know that it's irritating to answer it, but just because if I don't ask this question, I will get a load of shit in the comments.
Okay.
If Joel was to walk back right now and ask for a job back, would you?
Joel?
Joel, yeah. Because Joel's like really happy at Disney, right?
I was going to say, I don't think he's going to.
Right.
And it's kind of one of those things, like, obviously, we love having Joel in the office. He just did a podcast with us in Open House. And it's just like old times. You know, we all have the rapport. If he did, sure. But I don't think he loves what he's doing. And it's why he moved to LA in the first place, was to be a writer. So I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I personally think it would be a step back for him.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's only been moving forward in his career. So, and like I said, yeah, we're all friends. He had us over at his house a little while ago. We finally got to see it. Bought it like a year ago, and he's like, no, I'm doing stuff. And he has a lovely home. He has a lovely wife, and he has a lovely dog. So, and his floors are great. But yeah, I think he's having a good time. I mean, and Disney's throwing money like crazy right now on their XD, or I guess XP.
It's like the XD digital version.
Yeah, they're focusing on more gaming content. I'm like, it's perfect for Joel. And I know he's working on a bunch of other channels. So yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be weird. It'd be like asking for a demotion. Yeah. Like, do you want to really come back to us? Like, you're doing so much better.
Yeah. So I don't ever see him doing it, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. We're always happy to have him in, though.
Yeah.
So Elise has been, I guess, the most recent mainstay of the show. I know she's been here for obviously a while, and it kind of was the perfect remaining puzzle piece, I guess. Do you think you'd ever hire another main character like that, or do you think that you kind of let the editors and the interns kind of speak for them, so maybe rise up through and become that way?
We've been trying to do both. We've been trying to, because a lot of our editors want to do that. They want to come on camera and stuff like that, and we obviously have a rapport with them too.
Right.
So I'd love to see that happen. But then also in terms of hiring somebody else, that's not ever out of the question. I think the more people that we have, the better. I like that it's becoming a larger cast of characters, sort of like an SNL and less like a YouTube vlog personality channel type thing. I would love to see both happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we never hire anyone with the express reason you're going to be on-screen talent. That does nothing for anyone. Elise still is editing. She had not as much as used to, but like I think we're of the mind that you need to put in the work before you do any, like, I mean, I'm still doing editing. Like, everyone does something. And I think you need to kind of prove yourself that if any piece ever falls, you can pick up where someone left off. So, like, if Peak leaves, tomorrow for a week because he's sick or something, any one of us could jump in and edit for him. Right. It's totally fine. That makes a stronger team. If you hire someone who just sits there all day and like, when we filming, it's like, no, you need to be doing something else. Like we all have multiple jobs. Either we're on a sales call, doing Photoshop, writing something. Like we're all very busy doing other things, and that's not. I don't think we ever just want a talent person. If there's someone who's just like a talent, like a Raul or Steven or someone, it's like it's a guest. It's a guest who comes in, but they're part of the family.
Right.
And like Bruce said, SNL, it's perfect. It's like we have our Alec Baldwins. They come by whenever they want, but we don't force them to be there. And if we ever, I think that's actually one of those Bruce is kind of alluding to. It would be nice if, say, a movie comes up for us, and like we're going to be gone for 3 months, and it's going to be Bruce, Elise, and James. They're all gone for 3 months because they're doing this like rom-com. It would be awesome if we got a couple like friends to come in and fill in, and people wouldn't freak out.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have to. Yeah, that takes time though, right? You have to get the audience to basically warm up to them.
Right.
Because I don't know if you know this, but YouTube audiences are very particular who's on
Don't
camera.
say.
Yeah.
I'm shocked to hear that.
No, so like our mindset has always been give them a taste, and we'd never want to force anything in front of anyone. We want the audience who asked for it. We never tell them this is the new talent, deal with it, because that never turns out well.
I mean, like now this nerd.
Well, they went back to source code.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What a fucking shit show.
If you were to write a book on how not to reboot a YouTube channel, number one, rebooting YouTube channel almost never works. So it'd be a very short book.
Rule 1, don't
try it.
But yeah, it was a good reminder that there are still older executives who look at YouTube and go, I got this.
Right.
They're like, sure, Inside Gaming again, cool.
Jesus. I was going to ask about you once did Demo Disc Live, and at the end of the Demo Disc you were Googling relevant things for the Demo Disc, and you popped up, which was an unexpected joy.
Give you one guess why that was the last Demo Disc Live.
We did
Do you know how that happened?
Yeah, because people were finding the game and then immediately just tagging it with you next to the game. So that was the first thing that came up.
Kind of ruins the magic.
It does, and that's the reason we stopped doing it live.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we didn't have the same organic feel with the Rule 34 that we do when we're not doing it
it
live.
becomes a scripted joke.
Which is too bad. And by the way, it worked really well that one time.
Right.
It was really funny,
Right.
and I think that's probably the only time it's going to work now.
Right.
But
But my kind of following on from that, one of the discussions I was having on Twitter this morning with one of my friends was, what if there was a bootleg RTX, which was just RTX XX, and it's just porn parodies of all of the Rooster Teeth franchises, just sort of wandering around.
we can't endorse any of that. If anybody wants to do that.
Good luck finding a sponsor.
I was going to say, we know nothing about that.
It's going to be 14 dudes in a hotel lobby just staring at each other.
One of them, Lawrence?
Yeah. And he's yelling at someone why Sonic's faster than the Flash or something.
I was going to say, do you have any recommendations for perhaps any titles for any of your Funhaus series that could be technically porn parodies?
Porn parodies.
Like Demo Dick, for example.
Well, that's
I see what you're saying. Okay.
that's the joy of Rule 34, though, right? That's the rule. If it exists on the internet, there's porn of it.
Porn of it.
So you said demo dick. That's good. You can do wheel fuck.
Wheel fuck, I like that.
That's not very clever.
Open fuck. Dude fuck.
Dude fuck is great.
That's another series you do.
Film fuck?
Wheel fuck.
Film fuck. Wheel fuck.
You said
I said wheel
You
fuck.
said wheel fuck. Okay.
GTA fuck.
Film fuck. Oh, you already said film fuck. I'm just gonna keep saying things you guys say. Yeah.
Okay, so my final question, because I know that you're very busy and you've got to shoot off, is once in Dude Soup there was a fan that turned up midway through you filming and just walked to the reception. Was like,
yeah.
Hello.
yeah.
Does that happen a lot? Do you get people just turn up like resumes? Do you get people to turn up with stuff? And how do you deal with kind of not necessarily being doxxed, but people knowing where you work and potentially where you live?
That happens once a week. Right. Typically, we'll get a resume or a fan that comes by, and like we have a receptionist at the building that also works for full screen. So, and she or he will come by and be like, "Hey, did you guys are you expecting any fans?" We're like, "Nope," and that's kind of the way it goes most of the time. So
it's sort of a safety precaution. I don't know. I mean, it only takes one.
Yeah.
Knife-wielding lunatic to come to the door,
exactly.
and then ruins the problem.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Yeah. I mean, it's just. It's part of the job. Like I said, every time we do this job, I'm always aware that something crazy could happen. There's been things that have happened to other YouTubers who have been shot or otherwise, and God willing, that never happens to us. But it's a risk. Thankfully, we have security. It's annoying that our address is on Google Maps, but what are you going to do?
Whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, it's a bit weirder when people find your home address.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there needs to be some layer of separation, but I get it that it's tough because you're in a job where in a way you're taking advantage of the fact that people like you for your personality, and you can't really get upset if they want to go that extra step and be like, I want to be your best friend. It's like, okay, but you don't need to come over. It's okay.
We can hang out in a neutral place.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's actually what's good about conventions like this is that rather than you having to come to my house and me call the cops, we can just meet here and it'll be cool, man. So I know we try to be accessible outside of that. That's like.
I feel like we're streaming though as well. You both stream, and it's an extremely accessible way of communicating. I mean, you're always chatting in the chat.
I'm trying. Like that's typically what I'm trying to do is trying to keep up with everybody, and I feel like that's the best way to do it. Like Adam said, rather than eating at your house.
Yeah, I mean I think that goes a little too far. Just think about it. If you're having those thoughts, if you want to try to come over to our house or place of work, just think twice about it. Like, are they busy? Are they doing what they do? And then
you can repurpose the YouTube channel branding book and just say how not to meet a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if we were able to do we've talked about this before, doing like a Funhaus live like once a week or once a month or something like that, where that was like it's like a big event and with like a little like mini RTX or something that we could do in LA or otherwise. Like, I would love to do that. Right now we don't have time, but hopefully that's something in the future. So I know.
So chill out. Look forward to that. It's coming.
It's coming.
I would ideally like to meet every single one of our fans if we can in some capacity. So whether that's digital, physical, otherwise, maybe in dreams. One day we'll figure that out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Like
a Freddy Krueger.
What a sweet, wholesome way to end this interview. Adam Kovic will see you in your dreams in 2018.
Check out our new show, Dude Fuck.
Amazing.